What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today we're going to talk about Jaylon Carlies. We talked about Anthony Gould just a little while ago. I want to talk about another rookie, Jaylon Carlies, somebody that intrigues me a lot with the specific role in the Gus Bradley defense that he's likely going to be playing, right? This is somebody that needs to develop. But somebody that in the future could play a big role as long as Gus Bradley is still the defensive coordinator. And with the talent on the defense getting better, I assume the defense will get better and Gus Bradley going to continue to stick around. Continuity, again, being a big deal for this particular regime, right? Steichen, Ballard, they all want continuity, and Gus Bradley sticking around. So when you look at Jaylon Carlies and look at his college career, in 2020, he played in all 10 games and had 3 starts, only had 8 tackles. But then you look at 2021, 22, and 23, that's where he really started to pop off, and he played different positions, right? He ends up playing, he played safety in college, but coming into the NFL, got drafted as a linebacker. So when you look at this 2021, he led the team with 4 interceptions, played in 13 games with 12 starts. He had 68 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a forced fumble. So doing a little bit of everything the first year that he was able to become a starter. And then in 2022, he led the team with 81 tackles and he tied for the team lead with 3 interceptions. So 2 years in a row, he had the team lead for interceptions, then has a team lead for tackles with 81 in 2022. He started all 13 games. He ends up with 4 tackles for loss, had a sack, 4 pass breakups, and a forced fumble there in 2022. And in 2023, led the team again with tackles, this time with 64. He started 12 games. He had 4.5 tackles for loss with 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 5 pass breakups, and a forced fumble. And this is all with missing the opener due to an injury. So Jaylon Carlies able to do a lot of different things, doing a lot of things here in college. So coming out of that and coming into the NFL, being able to transition from somebody who is a secondary player to a linebacker, so much of what we talked about the Colts needed, right? They've talked publicly this offseason about wanting to go out and get a linebacker that can cover, getting somebody that can cover, which is, it was supposed to be Shaq Leonard. And Shaq Leonard just wasn't Shaq Leonard anymore. And they end up, getting rid of him and he goes to the Eagles. Ronnie Harrison fills that role. I mean, first game, interception, right? Ronnie Harrison played well in that role, and Ronnie Harrison is going to continue to play in that role. We re-signed him. He's back on the team for this season, so he'll continue to play in that role while Jaylon Carlies is able to develop. This is a guy who people are saying is a linear mover. Okay, doesn't move well side to side is basically what that's saying. He like his change of direction, being able to shift, like he's too stiff. He's too stiff is really what that comes down to. He plays too stiff, and you can coach that out of a guy. You can coach a guy to be looser on the field. You can coach a guy, teach him how to move his hips and get him to be flexible. Is something that's going to happen, right? In the NFL, different types of training, they'll get his hands on him. They'll tell him what he needs to do. Now he's going to have to do it. He's going to have to be, disciplined and dedicated to it to get better. But this is a guy with a lot of potential again to play this specific role, at least just to play that role. He could be really good in that role, being able to be a pass coverage kind of linebacker that comes in certain passing situations. And he'll have to develop, just like Zaire Franklin and EJ Speed had to come in, play special teams, and wait for their time, right? They had to develop into what they are now. They're really good, one of the best linebacker duos in the NFL. They had to develop into that after a few years in the NFL. And now you have Jaylon Carlies, who's going to have to do the same thing, right? Have some things he needs to work on. So coming into it, again, things he needs to work on, but somebody that I can see playing a vital role in this defense in future years. Again, as long as he's dedicated to his development and this coaching staff. I have a lot of faith in this coaching staff to be able to get their hands on guys and make them better. So going into the futures, I really like this pick. We need a linebacker. We talked about this so much this offseason. We need somebody to come in, a linebacker that can cover, and somebody that fills that Ronnie Harrison role perfectly. And I think Jaylon Carlies is that guy. So course, I want to know what your opinion is on this. You let me know down in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you get notified as we continue to talk about the different rookies and undrafted free agents. Those conversations are coming up. So again, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you get notified when any of these videos come out. And I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.